Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time for the Lakers. Right on to the real, much love to these haters. It's time for the Lakers. It's time.
Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Sunday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive blessings and vibrations to anybody who could be listening. And first and foremost, just want to say, man, apologies for not being available the past few days. Your boy has been quite busy, had a lot of things going on, been traveling to and fro. But with all that being said, before I even chime in on the game for tonight, I want to talk about the game that happened. I think, was it Wednesday night, the last the Lakers played, or was it Thursday night? It seems like it's been forever because the Lakers seem like they've been off 2 or 3 days. But anyway, it was the Lakers going against Dallas, and Dallas was at home, and we know it went to a double overtime thriller. And, you know, before I even get into everything else, the NBA reviewed the last 2-minute report of the game, and they did say that the foul on Troy Brown Jr. for the 3 was not a foul. We heard LeBron in the background when he was interviewing Troy Brown after the game, and you could tell whose voice it was, so it wasn't hard to say. He kept saying, "That's a foul. That's a foul." You understand? So it was funny, and they came at him. I think LeBron is starting to get a little bit perturbed by the press. He's just tired of the questions, which, you know, for years he's been the best at, you know, speaking to reporters and answering their questions in a good way without getting upset, unlike maybe a Russell Westbrook. But anyway, you know, he hates to lose, and that just is what it is. But what that 2-minute report did say was that LeBron James was fouled on his shot attempt that should have been at the game, and they could have been shooting free throws for the game. And Wayne Gabriel, when he got the rebound, he was fouled. And I clearly said that during the game. I know he was fouled, especially Wayne Gabriel. I couldn't quite tell with LeBron. You know, he did get this arm, though, and technically it was a foul, you know. And I just feel like a younger, more athletic LeBron wouldn't even went reverse underneath the basket. He probably would have just challenged him at the basket and tried to yoke on that fool the way Ja Morant been doing people. I don't know if it's his ankle too, but maybe he would have did that too. But LeBron, of course, is a smart player, so he chose to do the reverse. Shout out to Christian Wood, made a lot of key blocks towards the end of the game. But I will say this, a lot of this is going to fall on Darvin Ham just because I could not understand why Luka Doncic has the ball. You're up by 3. My philosophy would have been foul immediately. Plus, on the flagrant that Russell Westbrook had gave him earlier, he went to the line and missed 2 free throws in a row. Or no, was that afterwards? Maybe that was after. But the point of the matter is he wasn't shooting free throws very well during the game, and he's not Dallas's best free throw shooter. And plus, if he shoots 2, that's not 3. So then you would still be up by 1. They didn't have any more timeouts left. They would have been forced to foul you, and then you get inbound the ball to Schroeder or whoever. Russell Westbrook even hit his clutch free throws, and then you make it a free throw contest. You go down there and hit yours. If they don't have any timeouts left, then they have to force the ball the length of the floor, you know, and then you can foul them at that point so they don't even get off a 3. You understand me? So I just don't understand why in today's game some of the coaches just don't do that. You know, I got an old school mentality. Look, if you're up by 3, why am I going to give you an opportunity? See, back in the day, you didn't have as many 3-point threats, but these guys hitting from any and everywhere. And then, you know, they got the switch they wanted because, to be quite honest, Westbrook was playing great defense on Luka Doncic. I won't lie. Schroeder was pressing him, but, you know, I don't know if he's just smaller or what. Luka Doncic was not really, you know, bothered by his defense. But when Westbrook was on him, Westbrook actually played pretty well. Now, of course, we know the Lakers were without Pat Bev, who probably could have helped out in this instance. But, you know, they were without Lonnie Walker. They were without Austin Reeves. And, of course, they were without Anthony Davis. So, you know, for them to still go to double overtime with this Dallas Mavericks team, I think is a good thing. And then Dallas, lo and behold, lose to Portland last night. They got them again tonight. We'll see. You know, it's like teams don't want to help the Lakers, even though Golden State made me money today because they lost on the road to the Bulls, as they keep doing, continuously losing on the road. So that's why I'm not really concerned about them. Phoenix is trending downward. You know, Devin Booker is still out. Minnesota, you know, they're not doing that well. Utah, of course. So the Lakers, even in the position they're in, they're only 2 games behind being in the 6th seed, which would be safe from the play-in. So once Anthony Davis can return, they said he back in practice, he ramping it up. Well, let's get with it, Anthony Davis. Let's go ahead and get with it because, you know, Darvin Ham even mentioned maybe having a lineup of Anthony Davis, Thomas Bryant together, which I've been saying for a minute. That way AD can play in the 4 spot and roam the floor better, especially on the defensive end. Let Thomas Bryant anchor the defense from the center, and then let AD play the 4 and be able to roam and close out on shooters and eat up a lot of space like that, I think would be a big boost in the arm. But at the same token, I would just continue, for the most part, would like to see AD move back to the center where they were dangerous, and have more of a combination with Westbrook, LeBron, and AD, because, at first we didn't get to see them a lot. And wasn't maybe that successful last year, but, the way Russell Westbrook has been playing, getting people involved, he's going to continually get AD involved. He can handle the balls at time when LeBron need a break. LeBron can also, they can take turns with whoever is going to be able to run the offense when they're both on the floor together. I just think the Lakers will have a lot of options once Anthony Davis returns. And then, of course, you still got Wayne and Gabriel. Wayne and Gabriel on that game was a +9. I did like to see that, Thomas Bryant, who was, -17, I think, for the game. I'm glad Ham did see that, in the waning moments of the game, that it was Wayne and Gabriel who was playing better defense in this particular matchup, because that's what the NBA is all about, is matchups. And going against a Dallas team, you need a more athletic person at center like Wayne and Gabriel, because Thomas Bryant is just too slow on the defensive end on pick and rolls, which they were doing a whole lot of. They continued to run the pick and roll with Luka Doncic, and the Lakers were blitzing him and doubling him for most part of the game. And then at the last part of the game, when you actually should have, instead of doubling him and getting the ball out of his hands, you allow him to hit a 3, and then you allow him to do the same thing in overtime when you was up 3 again. So the Lakers not only closed out the game like that, they did it in the second overtime. And at that point, I said, okay, that's a wrap. You can only do so much. And then LeBron James, it just wasn't his night. That just show you what I mean when I say the GOAT, because everybody on him, he was 24, 16, and 9. Of course, he was 0 for 7 for 3. I've been saying it for the past few weeks. LeBron, stop shooting the 3. You just don't have it right now. You actually damaging your record and having the worst performance from 3 in the entire league. So, you dead last, bro. Just stop shooting them. You don't have to do it. Continue to get your head down and get to the basket. I understand you want to make defenses respect you, but you got to shoot it at a higher clip. And then I didn't understand. It really perplexed me when the Lakers were down by 3 and there's still like 15, 16 seconds left in the game. Why did LeBron shoot the 3 so quickly? And why didn't they draw up a play to where LeBron can get somebody else involved and get a corner 3 from maybe a Max Christie or a Dennis Schroeder or, a Troy Brown or somebody else who's actually shooting 3s at a much higher clip? So that really made me wonder. I won't say what I wondered, but I'm telling you, that just did not make a whole lot of sense to me. And, after the game, he was all smiles, except for in the press conference. But when he was talking to Luka, giving him his props or whatever, it was a good game. So, of course, you're going to show your opponent respect or whatever, and that's what they do. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been all smiles, especially after that performance. 0 for 7 for 3. We'll see what LeBron James can do tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers to see if they can have a bounce-back game. We all know that last time with Anthony Davis, that was a great game, and the Lakers were down by a whole lot of points in Philly and ended up coming back and had that great comeback with like a minute left, and they was down by, I think, damn near double digits, and they came back amazingly just to fall short yet again in overtime. I think their record in overtime now is 7-6, which is a lot of overtime games, which gives them experience, which is good, but we need to have them experience doing that once they are a whole team. I think will be much better. I think the Lakers are really missing Austin Reeves on the offensive end, just for him being able to hit some of these open 3s that some of these other players aren't doing. I think Troy Brown played a lot of minutes. That was good. I actually like Troy Brown over Lonnie Walker, to be honest, just because he's taller, more athletic, and I think he plays better defense. And I think if given the opportunity, he could actually be very successful shooting the 3-ball. And he's been shooting at a high clip as of late since he came back from his injury. So that's something that we can look at. But at the end of the day, I expect for the Lakers to have a close game tonight. I give them a chance only because Philadelphia 76ers were on the road last night against Utah. They pulled out the victory. They led for most of that game. Utah made it very close at the end, but Philly was able to hold on, which that helped the Lakers out. So we appreciate that on that end. But at the end of the day, playing in Utah, that high Altitude is never easy, and they were able to pull out that victory. So, they playing well together, and they back and they fully whole. Max Christie, everybody else is all back, and they're healthy. So it's not going to be an easy task, especially with Embiid. But I look for Thomas Bryant to try to hold his own against Embiid. Embiid is the type player that I think he can actually play better defense again, because Embiid, even though he's a great player, he's not what I would consider just a very athletic center. Like, he uses his power. He has a great shot. He can spread the floor. He has a lot of weapons in his arsenal, but at the end of the day, I won't say that he's just like some kind of speed demon or anything like that, because that's where Thomas Bryant really struggles against quicker centers, things like that. So we'll see how that goes tonight. Wayne and Gabriel should get a whole lot of minutes, because they're going to need some help in there as far as, relieving Thomas Bryant, because we know that they're going to get a heavy dosage of Joel Embiid tonight. And if he comes out like he did last game against the Lakers, then they'll be in trouble. But I think last game he was trying to prove something, because Anthony Davis, if you all can remember, was on that 6 or 7 game tear when he had scored like 35 plus, like 6 or 7 games in a row. So Embiid came to show him, no, not me. And if my memory serves me correctly, they put Anthony Davis with like 3 fouls in the first quarter, man. I mean, it was ridiculous. So we won't even get into that. But, one thing I did notice about the game the other night against Dallas, the whole Lakers team, the whole Lakers bench was a plus. Except for Schwitter, whatever his name is, he barely played. But the real core of the Lakers bench was a plus, unlike all the starters. Even LeBron James ended up as a -3, and a lot of that had something to do with Thomas Bryant being on the floor, because they were simply outmatched. That's why they were down by 19 early on, and then they came back and took the lead, and you should have saw the adjustments that Ham made, I think, was good. So we'll see how it works tonight. Even if the Lakers lose, they still, like I said, only 2 games behind. I know then they'll have an easier game against Houston tomorrow night. Houston has lost 10 in a row, which is the longest losing streak in the NBA right now. So the Lakers will need that. Hopefully they can pull out a victory tonight. We shall see. Hopefully LeBron won't have to play a whole lot of heavy minutes, because he's playing against Philly. So if he could just play maybe even normal minutes, he could play the back-to-back tomorrow against Houston. I would hate for him not to play and them to give up a game against a team like Houston, because right about now you need every victory you can. And then hopefully by Friday you can get Anthony Davis back when the Lakers take on Memphis Grizzlies. Now on Wednesday night they do have Sacramento, who they played well against, and we all know what happened last time. The Lakers pulled out the victory, just like a week ago in a very close game, and we know that De'Aaron Fox had some not so nice words to say at the end, saying that the refs gave the Lakers the game. So we'll see that the Lakers will be ready to respond. I did want to point out in that Dallas game, Dennis Schroeder did not have a very good game. It's like as soon as I started bragging on him, like he found his three, then Dennis Schroeder goes out and 0-6 from 3. And LeBron was 0-7. So that's not going to cut it. Hopefully the Lakers can get it going tonight. Hopefully they had a couple of days of good practice. Maybe seeing Anthony Davis in the gym and Austin Reeves getting a little bit of work in the gym. Lonnie Walker's progressing, but he hadn't got any work in the gym. But I hear he's progressing. But Anthony Davis got some good work in the gym for sure. That was confirmed. So we'll see. Hopefully within the next week we can see reappearance of Anthony Davis. But I predict the Lakers, kind of keep it close tonight. I don't know if they can pull out the victory, just to be quite honest, because the Philadelphia 76ers are playing well. But like I said, they are on the second night of a back-to-back. So look in the late third and fourth quarter for them to start just being a little bit tired. And we can see, if they really have what it takes, if the Lakers can run, which the Lakers are pretty good on fast break and moving the ball quickly, then that'll be to their advantage. So they need to move the ball and try not to get into a lot of half-court sets tonight. So let's enjoy the game, man. It's been your boy, B. New. Please like, subscribe, share. My bad for not being available the past few days. I'm going to be back on it, and I'm going to be back on it tomorrow. Happy MLK Day to everybody. And as always, man, your boy B. New, right on to the real. Much love to these haters. I'm out.